Consumers are exploited every time and everywhere by many producers and traders. You know why? Just because of the lack of consumer awareness. They know about the product, their price, company name, etc. But one thing that they don't know about are the consumer rights. Yes, so today, here are some of my schoolmates for a small role play to let you all know about the consumer rights.
What happened?
I am telling you, I will never step into that market again.
Why? What's wrong with you?
The sellers are always manipulating the customers. They sell their products at high value with low quality, which is never acceptable.
Calm down.
I will not calm down. I feel helpless in the market. Like I don't have any rights.
There are some consumer rights.
Where they exist, no one is following them.
Okay. My friends will explain you about the rights. Listen it carefully.
Okay.
Hello everyone. We are here to tell you about the rights of consumers as mentioned in the Consumer Protection Act 1986. The act aims at protecting and strengthening the rights of consumers. There are 6 consumer rights available to a consumer. The first consumer right is the right to protection or safety. It is the right to be protected against the marketing of goods, product or services which are hazardous to life and property. It is the right of the consumer to be aware of the product or good he is buying. It is the duty of the manufacturer or trader to give the best goods. Equally, it is also the duty of the consumer that they insist on the quality of the product as well as on guarantee of that product or service. They should preferably purchase products with quality marks like ISI, AgMark, etc. Thank you.
The next right is right to be informed. Right to be informed means about the quality, quantity, potency, purity, standard and price of goods so as to protect the consumer from unfair trade practices. Consumers should insist on getting all the information about the product or service before making a choice or a decision. This will enable him to act wisely and responsibly and also enable him to desist from falling prey to high pressure selling techniques. Thank you.
The topic which I got is the right to choose. The definition of the right to choose as per the Consumer Protection Act 1986 means the right to be assured, wherever possible, to have an access to the variety of goods and services at competitive prices. According to this act, every consumer is having the right to choose the goods and services as per his or her likings. The right to choose means an assurance to the ability, availability and access to the variety of goods and services at competitive prices. In case of the monopolies, it means the right to assure of satisfactory quality and service at fair price. It also means the right to the basic goods and services. This is because the unrestricted right of the minority to choose can make a denial to the majority at its fair share.
The next right is right to be heard. Consumers are given right to express their opinion regarding any product or services purchased. Now most of the business houses have their own consumer affairs department which deals with the feedback of any product or services. Thus, the right of the consumers are to be heard with any grievances or complaints. No one can discriminate against hearing any complaints on any basis. The right to be heard is a principle of natural justice. Thank you.
Now, the next right is right to seek redressal. Consumers have the right to seek redressal against the fraud or unfair trade practices and exploitation. This involves the right to a reasonable settlement of the legitimate complaints of the consumer. If case any damage done to a consumer, then he or she has the right to get compensation depending on the degree of damage damage. Consumers have the right to get their claims settled in their favor in case of being cheated or exploited by the producers. Under the Consumer Protection Act 1986, a three-tier judicial system has been formed. The Act provides the establishment of consumer dispute redressal agencies at district, state, and national level. Consumers can invoke their right to redressal. For example, Suresh sent an urgent courier to his brother living in another city. However, the courier did not reach on time, which resulted in some financial loss to both Suresh and his brother. The Suresh filed a case against courier company in the consumer court. So, one should be well versed with rights and must execute them. Many a times their complaints may be of a small value, but its impact on the society as a whole may be very large. Thank you.
Most of us are aware of our fundamental rights. But are you aware of your consumer rights? Yes, you as a consumer have some rights and even the right to know about them. This is called the right to consumer education. Today, almost every store we visit has a board saying customer is king and king should never bargain. But in case we are marked above the MRP, that argument we make is not bargaining but seeking for a right. Ignorance, especially of rural consumers, is the main cause for they being exploited. Consumer education, when provided to the public, gives them the information about the products and services they are purchasing and make them independent to have well thought decision based on what they are purchasing and from whom they are purchasing. This not only helps them undertake their rights but make them an active participant in the process of buying. So, not only as you have paid for the product, also being a true citizen of your country, you should exercise your every consumer right in a proper manner. So, stay home, stay safe, but be aware.
Wow. So finally, Saksham has got the solution to his problems and is aware about all the rights. Our efforts will be fulfilled only when each and every citizen will be aware of the consumer rights. Thank you for watching and I hope this was helpful for you all. Bye bye.